Now, when you're setting up Windows, there are accounts that are created that you don't necessarily know about. So whenever you go to do an install or an upgrade, make sure you have a admin account set up so that when you go to perform this, you'll be able to have that already set up. Now, if you do a clean install, you're going to set that up on the front end, where you're going to be asked to create a name for your computer and an account name. This will be your admin account that's created during the installation. But I just want to show you guys here in computer management. You see, if you click on local users and groups, you'll have two here. That's users and groups. You can click on groups here. You can see that you have all these different accounts. We'll take a look at admin for this one here. We double click that and we see that we have a few different accounts. One's called adminsto, administrator, and me. These are all accounts that are local to this computer that have admin privileges. Now, if we go back to users, you can see that administrator is a built-in account for administering the computer and the domain. So that was automatically created. You can see that there's a guest account that was automatically created. So make sure that you have an admin account. Just wanted you guys to realize the difference and kind of reiterate that again, that a local account is specific to that computer only. And then that you need to know the difference between a standard account and an administrator account. Now, the Windows 7 account that they create automatically, this is disabled by default. So if you want to enable that, you'll have to go in there and enable it yourself manually. Now, I've used the term domain a couple times, and I just wanted to say a domain, as you see by definition, is a logical group of network computers that share a centralized directory database of user account information and security for the entire group. Now, working with Active Directory, which is this directory database here in our definition, is used by Windows servers. Now, that's a whole different class and a whole other beast all on its own, but this is where, in the Active Directory, is where you're going to create accounts, create those permissions, and that's kind of the hub of where your permissions and the accounts that you're going to be able to use in a domain will be created. So if you're setting up that account in a domain, you will need to know a global account. That global means that it can work through all those computers that are on that domain, not a local account, but a global account. This will allow you to be able to join that domain. So if you don't have a global administrator account and password, you're not going to be able to join that domain. So you may find it beneficial prior to installing Windows to have a checklist to go through and make sure you have all this information ready before doing the install. Verify that all of your software and DVDs and devices are available. Make sure that you have those device drivers ready prior to your install. One of the first drivers you might need to install after doing an operating system install is that for the network. So if you need your network drivers and you have them ready, once you do the install and you see that you don't have a network connection, go ahead and install that and be ready to go. Make sure all your data, if you're doing an upgrade, all that data is backed up somewhere that's easily readable, so that you can bring that, whether it's a cloud, whether it's on an external hard drive, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you run some antivirus, check for malware. Use your BIOS to verify that your boot sequence is needed for the type of media you're using to do your install. And if you're using a laptop or a netbook, make sure that your AC adapter is plugged in so you have continuous power to your laptop during this time. Just like we can't do an update without the power plugged into our desktop, let's go ahead and make sure that you never lose power, that you can control anyway on a laptop. Just go ahead and have it plugged in during that whole upgrade or install. If it's the first time you've ever done an install, it might not help to document your steps so that you know what you've done during the installation. In case something goes wrong, you can go back to it, or if you want to use it as a training platform, you can use those notes to build up a good presentation for allowing other technicians the ability to make sure that they do a good, clean install.